In 1995, after the publication of Live from Death Row, and at the beck and call of rapacious politicians, the Pennsylvania Department of Corrections subjected Mumia Abu-Jamal to disciplinary proceedings for, quote, conducting the business or profession of journalism. But Mumia won the subsequent court battle. In fact, the DOC's actions were found unconstitutional by the Third Circuit Court of Appeals as a violation of his First Amendment right to freedom of speech, his right to communicate. In other words, your right to listen. Well, this past week, the Pennsylvania Department of Corrections' history of harassment with Mumia Abu-Jamal has reared its ugly head once again, as the DOC suspended Mumia's phone privileges. For the record, this is the first time since the 1995 attempt by the DOC to stop Mumia's radio commentaries as well as punish him for the publication of his book that Mumia has received any prison disciplinary action. This is Mumia's statement on the matter, taken yesterday by one of his attorneys, Rachel Wokenstein. Isn't it ironic that I got my first write-up for writing, literally live from death row, and my next one for speaking? Both were for communicating, for getting in touch with the people. If you believe that the government really believes in freedom of speech, this should disabuse you of that notion. When you're punished for speech, there is no freedom. After Live from Death Row, I kept on writing. Now I bet you I'll keep on speaking. From Imprisoned Nation, Mumia Abu-Jamal. In another act of harassment, the DOC refuses to process contact visitation between Mumia and his son, Jamal Hart. In August 2012, Jamal had a 4-hour contact visit without incident with his father, the first contact visit between father and son in 30 years. But the DOC now refuses to grant additional contact visits. The reason is anybody's guess. Mumia will not be silenced. We will not tolerate him being harassed. We need to fight to keep his voice in the public marketplace of ideas and for him to have contact with his family. Write, call, email, and fax the central offices of the Pennsylvania Department of Corrections. The information is on your screen now. Please do it today. John E. Wetzel, Secretary, Pennsylvania Department of Corrections, 1920 Technology Parkway, Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, 17050. The telephone number, 717-728-2573. The fax number, 717-728-0312. The email address, ra-contactdoc@pa.gov. ra-contactdoc@pa.gov. Please demand the following: stop the harassment of Mumia Abu-Jamal, reinstate Mumia's phone privileges, grant contact visitation to Mumia's son, Jamal Hart. As always, Mumia remains the long-distance revolutionary.